Yo, what's good, everyone? Today we're diving into one of the most bizarre, unsettling, and thought-provoking films ever made, The Tin Drum.
The story is about Oscar, who is deaf and lives in his own strange world. His behavior is unpredictable, and he forms inappropriate and complicated relationships with people around him, from the maid to others in his neighborhood. Over time, these connections lead to serious consequences that affect multiple lives.
The story begins with a woman named Anna working in her potato field. Suddenly, a man named Joseph comes running toward her, trying to escape from the police, and asks her to hide him. Anna helps him conceal himself under her clothing. After the police leave, the two go on to live together as a couple. Later, Joseph is caught by the authorities, but before they can fully take him in, he disappears into the water. Some believe he drowned, while others say he managed to escape and start a new life in America. Meanwhile, Anna and her daughter Agnes struggle to survive by selling goods in the market. Agnes is emotionally involved with her cousin Jan, who works at the Polish post office, and also has a connection with Alfred, a German chef. From this complicated situation, Agnes gives birth to a son named Oscar. No one truly knows who his biological father is. From birth, Oscar cries constantly and refuses to calm down. But when his mother promises him a tin drum on his 3rd birthday, he finally stops. On that birthday, Oscar witnesses adults behaving in ways that deeply disturb him. Because of this, he makes a shocking decision. He chooses not to grow up. He intentionally falls down the stairs, and from that moment on, his physical growth stops. He remains in the body of a child, holding tightly onto his tin drum. Oscar develops a strange ability. Whenever someone tries to take his drum away, he lets out a high-pitched scream that can shatter glass. As time passes, even though he grows older in years, his body never changes. Doctors are confused, but his family is more concerned about his condition than understanding him. Meanwhile, his mother frequently visits the city, leaving Oscar behind as an excuse. In reality, she continues her secret relationship with Jan. Eventually, Oscar becomes aware of her hidden life, which adds to his frustration and emotional turmoil. By now, Oscar is 12 years old. One day, he goes to a circus with his parents. While watching the performers, his parents begin to see Oscar's behavior as something unusual, almost like a performance of its own. After the show, a man named Bebra notices Oscar's unique presence and offers him a place in his circus, but his parents take him back home. Soon after, Agnes becomes pregnant, which causes her severe stress. In a troubling phase, she begins consuming large amounts of fish despite disliking it, eventually leading to her death due to illness. A few years later, Oscar goes to repair his drum. Around this time, tensions rise as Germany moves to take control of Poland. At the Polish post office, workers prepare to defend themselves. Suddenly, an attack begins. During the conflict, Jan and many others lose their lives. Oscar manages to survive and escape. A few days later, Oscar, now around 16 in real age, brings a girl named Maria to work at his shop. She helps manage the place and also takes care of Oscar. Over time, Oscar starts developing feelings for her. Even though he looks like a child, his mind and emotions are far more mature. But Maria still sees him as nothing more than a kid. One night, when Alfred, Oscar's supposed father, is away for work, Oscar crosses a boundary and gets physically close to Maria. She doesn't fully understand the situation at first, and this moment creates a complicated and uncomfortable dynamic between them. As time passes, Oscar becomes even more emotionally attached to her. However, things take a turn when Oscar discovers that Maria is also involved with Alfred. She genuinely cares for Alfred, but for him, it's not the same. This leaves Maria heartbroken. When Oscar tries to comfort her, she lashes out in anger and pushes him away. Months later, Maria becomes pregnant, which Oscar reacts negatively and struggles to accept the situation, but Maria chooses to keep the child. Eventually, she gives birth to a baby girl. While others celebrate, Oscar is conflicted, believing the child might be his. Meanwhile, during World War II, Bebra rises to a position of authority within the German forces. Later, he invites Oscar to join a performing group that travels across places like Paris. Oscar begins showcasing his talent and for a brief time finds a sense of belonging. He even grows close to a performer named Roswitha, forming a bond with her. For a while, Oscar experiences a different life, traveling, performing, and enjoying moments of freedom. But this peace doesn't last long. During a sudden military attack, Roswitha loses her life. This deeply affects Oscar, and he decides to return home. Back home, Oscar gives Maria's young child a tin drum, just like the one he received as a child. Maria, however, is not happy to see him return, while Alfred welcomes him. Alfred even tries to protect Oscar from being taken away from medical treatment, refusing to accept that anything is unusual about him. As the situation in the city becomes tense, Maria is forced to hide Oscar and others in the basement. She is also trying to keep Alfred's past hidden. One day, soldiers break into the house and create chaos, putting everyone in danger. In a desperate moment, Oscar hands Alfred an item linked to his past. Trying to conceal the truth, Alfred swallows it, but it causes him to choke, leading to his death. The next day, a man named Aslam takes over Alfred's shop. Having experienced loss himself, he shows kindness and arranges the funeral, understanding the grief the family is going through. At the funeral, Oscar finally realizes he is completely alone. For the first time, he decides to move forward and accept growing up. Symbolically, he lets go of his drum, the very thing that defined his life. But suddenly, a stone hits him on the head, knocking him unconscious. Someone nearby claims that this incident has finally triggered his physical growth. In the final moments, as most people leave the city, Oscar realizes something else has changed. His strange ability is gone. In the end, he remains in the same place where everything once began. And that's where the story closes.